Hi, I'm Emmett Kai, and I'm sitting in with the Encore. It's about 4 p.m. in Northern California, and I am in my temporary studio. My current favorite artist is probably Eve's Tumor. I've been really into their work and art direction and everything that they do. I think is just awesome. Dude, my favorite soundtrack. One of my all-time favorite soundtracks was or might still be, but it was A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, and it was this like Vice. It was this Vice movie film that they did with, it was like Israeli, I think, and they it was like Israeli vampire movie. It was just so killer. That soundtrack was, damn. They just pushed it all in there. My music news source. I think honestly, I love just talking to people about music. I'd say my buddy Alex sends me a bunch of great music. Like, when I'm on a job site and I hear people playing some music, that's great, and I love hearing what they're playing. Usually, if it's like some older cats, they're playing some older music, and then it's just kind of like this super trippy, like, oh, I gotta be on their level. But then, there's also like, I don't know, pre-COVID days, and you go to a club or something, you'd hear like a DJ spinning a cool song. You'd be like, damn, love that. So I'd say like my favorite music source is people. Favorite producer, I think it's Rostam, who produced that Claro, that last Claro album. I mean, I don't know, dude. Producers. Actually, who I love is Chrome Sparks. Chrome Sparks is like such a killer producer, and anything that Dev Hines does is so killer. Ooh, my God, mixing engineer. I gotta say Abe Seiferth, who mixed my last album. He works in Brooklyn. I'd say, dude, why am I so bad at remembering these things? It's a Charlie XCX song. Oh God, it's off of Charlie XCX's last album, but I don't have my phone because my phone's recording over there, and then I can't use my computer because it's off of her last album. How I'm Feeling Right Now, Claws maybe. Oh, Forever by Charlie XCX is like, yeah, dude, that song's so good. That whole album, Charlie XCX is pushing the envelope right now. She's like just been doing the most outrageous music. A song that I wish I wrote. Too High. Yeah, Too High by Stevie Wonder. Or I don't know if it's called that. Too High. I have the record somewhere right here. It's off Intervisions. If you just played that clip of me just humming that, people would know what song that is. I wish I wrote that song. I am really proud of Nature off of Petite Jaguar. It's like probably it has the least amount of lyrics I've ever written in my entire life. And it's just like, it's just a loopy, just like shoegaze banger. And like, I just love that. I love how it just keeps on going. But then, you know what? Some of my most recent work that isn't released yet is like, that's some of my favorite work, I think. Oh, and Stick to My Guns off of Freak Pop Novelty, the last album I put out, is just like, so proud of that song. Ariel Pink is just like, he's just got that prolific kind of catalog that I just love to work with him one day. And Charlie XCX too. I'd love to work with Charlie. But overall, like, dream collab would probably honestly be like the vocalist of the Cocteau Twins, just because I grew up listening to that band, and if you want to make your mom proud, that's the way to go. Being able to play all my own instruments and produce my own records, and just chasing that dragon of writing music. It's because like no song really is like the highest peak that you'll ever hit. It's like you just keep writing songs that just keep breaking those barriers. Like you never peak. You just kind of, I mean, maybe to a fans might think that you've peaked, but like as a creative, you kind of never peak. Like you can kind of just keep making shit until you're dead. Depends. I'm pretty much independent right now, and I think that we all think that, I think that we think that labels are the way to go, but it just depends on what kind of label and what kind of deal and what's the, what's going on, what the deal is. At this point, I would probably, I mean, it's hard because I kind of am signed to my own label, and I'm not signed, but like I have my own shit. So, independent. In 2020, this has been a bigger year for me than some years. I mean, 2020, I put out my first independently pressed vinyl, so, and sold a ton of them. And like, even though I set these goals for myself, like I was like, play 10 shows in New York, and then it's like, okay, and then it's like, play Los Angeles, play San Francisco, and like do a tour. And it's like, I haven't really been able to cross a lot of those things off the list, but the list just keeps going, and I keep crossing off other cool things. So it's like, I'll get around to the other things. But this year, the biggest thing was like, getting my record pressed and having a good, positive working relationship with my partner, and being able to travel around the country and shoot videos and make art. And I mean, that's all I want. I just want to be able to make art. I think that artists inspire me, kind of like, I take note of like these artists that are kind of coming out and they're doing their thing and they're getting press and stuff like that, and it's cool, and it's like, it gives me ideas and stuff like that for sure. It's inspiring, it's influencing, but it's also, I think what really inspires me is like working a labor job and meeting those people, you might have totally different ideologies, but it's like, it's just so raw and real, and like everyone's got their own kind of like problem. I love meeting people with like problems that are, and they're like working on their mental health, and they're working things out, and like, it's just cool. I love camaraderie like that. That just really makes me inspired. Being alive. I think just making art, like I said, just making art and having a supportive relationship with my partner, and just kind of being healthy and being able to record music all the time, and just like put out records and have people that, fuck with my records, just makes me so happy. And my family's rad, friends are rad. Definition of love is when you know that you can trust that person, when you don't have to really think about all the excess bullshit. You can just kind of be with that. You can just be with that person or not be with that person, but just like, love is knowing that you and the other person's got each other's back and support each other. Exercise, go to therapy, drink water, try not to get, hooked on drugs, and to find what you love and just go for it. Just do it. I think COVID and George Floyd's murder and Breonna Taylor's and every innocent unarmed black man and that got, murdered, and all of the marching and protesting, peaceful protesting that we did, I think that coinciding with COVID is fucking crazy, and I think we're all a little taken aback by the reality that we're in. Just mourning like everybody else is. Just feeling what everybody else is feeling. Just tragedy. Stay optimistic and just try to just do the best that you can for yourself and everybody else around you. Because it's not, it felt like we were going down big time. And I talked to a lot of friends who were just like totally, super down. And like, obviously we trade places because I get super down too. But I think that just staying positive and just because there's just realizing that there's no other choice but just to stay positive and keep fucking busy and keep working for what what makes you happy. I think just like me and my family and my partner, it's all, it's hard going back to like your family's property and stuff like that for a lot of people. But I think I'm very fortunate to be able to have this spread and being able to be closer to my family with my partner and having everybody get along and seeing us all kind of like break bread and love each other. And obviously that, but also getting closer with my partner directly has just been awesome and showing how much we love each other. The other night, I came up with this word called pinky slinky, and I just laughed so hard. The word pinky slinky. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again next year. Pinky slinky.